Can you tell me at what age you learned English?
I started learning English, I want to say at the age of 5, 6, when I started elementary school.
Okay. Was it voluntary or was it forced?
It was kind of both. Living in the border, there's no way you can't learn English, at least to some extent. But obviously, it was voluntary. My parents really wanted me to learn, and I was really looking forward to learning a new language, although it was pretty hard.
And how did you learn the language?
Well, it started very slow. It was basically just kind of reading and understanding the words and trying to develop our vocabulary, but we really didn't practice it because, again, we were at the border. We had more Spanish speaking natives than English speaking, so there was more Spanish than English at school.
And how difficult was it for you to obtain the language?
I want to say it was pretty hard throughout my elementary school. It was basically Spanish. We were able to learn, to understand, to read, and speak a little bit, but there wasn't a lot of practice. So once we got to middle school, high school was tougher for us to try to, and for me, but I want to say most of the students that were at the school that I was, it was harder for them to get into the English community, to learn to speak it more, to use it more at school because it was harder because we weren't used to that at school.
So now, how often do you use English?
Well, after going through a lot of years of school and having to practice it more often, doing presentations and really getting to know people who only know English, it's been a lot of practice, so I've been able to learn it and use it a lot. So I want to say I do kind of half and half now.
Okay, so you don't use your native language the most? You use it, it's half and half?
At work, I want to say it's half and half. But when I'm in social, when I'm at home, I want to say it's more Spanish because, again, my parents don't speak English. They don't really understand it. My little sisters are starting to learn the language, but they don't use it that frequently either. So I want to say it's more at home in Spanish, and at work is just half and half.
Mixed. Okay. Who do you think learns a second language faster, a child or an adult?
I want to say children, again, because they have more potential at learning, and it's easier and faster for them to learn and acquire new experiences, learn more about different things, and getting a new language is easier for them because they're in that process of learning and absorbing so many things. So it's easier for them to learn and keep it than for an adult that has already learned and has already made connections and has learned patterns as to how they learn. So it's tougher for them to try to obtain new things than a child.
Well, thank you for taking your time.
You're welcome.
For this
Thank you for
short
having me.